So a lot of people ask me what are the basic requirements to open a play school, a primary school or a K-12 school. See, our education system is basically in two parts. One is the formal education system, which starts after grade 1, and the segment before that, which is a pre-primary sector. If you are starting a play school, which means the pre-primary classes only, then you can set up your school as a private limited, as your individual proprietorship, as a partnership firm. In most states, there are no laws regarding setup of a play school, except a few, like I think Karnataka has some laws, Tamil Nadu has laws, and some states they are governed by the Shops and Establishments Act as well. Moreover, if you're starting a play school, you should try and check with your local authorities whether you are allowed to do an activity in that area, because play schools, which are schools for play schools or primary schools, Montessori schools, kindergarten schools, they all refer to the same thing, and these refer to these classes before grade 1. Now you should check whether so if you open your school, it will be considered a commercial activity, so you should check with your local civic authorities whether you're allowed to do a commercial activity in that area or not. If there are other commercial establishments running, then you should not face a problem. However, if there are only residential properties there, then you should do a double check, and you can ask the property dealers in that area. They can also give you a feedback. For a play school, again, the kind of location, as I said, has to be commercially approved. It should be in the middle of population. You can't open a play school away from the city, like where there's, or in an area where there's an upcoming population, where apartments are just getting built. It takes time for people to settle in. So from my point of view, you should look at a location which has a good density in a 2 to 3 kilometer radius around it, and with a good paying potential. One way to judge potential is just to see how many play schools are operating and what kind of strengths they are, and that's a good indicator of seeing how much potential it is. And then think of the location that you're considering from your perspective as well. If you already have a location, if it fulfills this criteria, then of course you should go for it. Otherwise, if you're looking for a rental location, which you can, try and keep the rents low, because the rents are going to be the most important factor in the success, especially in the first couple of years, because your biggest expense is going to be the rent as well. So keep your rents low. Look for a location which is commercially approved, as I said. Parents don't like to send the children on first floor, second floor, because children who come and join us at the age of 2 generally are very just developing their fine motor skills. It's difficult for them to climb the stairs. There are chances of an accident in an escalator, on any elevators. So try and keep your premises on the ground floor. If you really have a bigger premises, ground plus first is okay, but ground, I believe, is a bare minimum for a play school. So any area which has a nice surroundings, if there's a park nearby, that is an advantage. So I think that is the kind of location you should look for in a play school. Again, as I said, you can register your play school as a proprietorship, a partnership, private limited, trust, society, anything is fine. However, the minute your school crosses grade 1, you need to get your school under a trust, a society, or a Section 25 company if it's going for CBSE. Mostly my safe option is put your school under a trust or a society. A trust can be started with minimum of 2 members. A society requires 7 members to be started. So your CA can guide you with all these things about how to go about the registration. Or, of course, if you're taking a franchise of SHEMROCK and SHEMFORD schools, we could help you with the location, ensuring that you have the location that you will succeed, and also ensuring that legally you are structured well, so that to avoid any problems or difficulties later on. So that's the basic requirement to set up a school.